Hello my viewers, welcome back to this channel. Subscribe because you find my video very interesting. Give this video a thumbs up by tapping on the like button and feel free to be part of the conversation. The question is, why do Indians are so racist towards the black people? Why? Please drop your thoughts on the comment section down below. Like and share, but before then, let's get into the video.
A night. Second place had the smallest elevator in the world, but guess what? They don't accommodate Africans. This is the first time in my life I've ever experienced something like this, being denied accommodation based on my ethnicity. But yeah, Satya and Paraganj stuff them, bro. Eventually I get to this third place, and right now I just want to check in. So
Indians in Africa, and especially in Kenya, we all know your ancestors were brought into these lands to come and build the railway line by the British. After the British left, you guys stayed to be part of us, which was only fair because you guys deserve to be here. But please, help me beg the older generation of Indians in Kenya to stop being racist towards the Kenyan people, towards the black. Pay black people the same wages you pay your own kind for the same services offered. A lot of Kenyans are suffering in EPZ, industrial area, and all the industries that are Indian owned because they're being treated very brutally. There's a lot of racism. Please
sit down and talk about the amount of racism that most Indian people have towards black people. One day when the country is no longer facing an economic crisis, or one day when the country is free of corruption, when we are ready to talk, when you are ready to sit down and talk about real-time issues that we are facing, we'll be able to sit down and talk about the amount of racism that most Indian people have towards black people. This might not be a popular opinion, but I know whoever's watching this video knows what I'm talking about. This thing has been going on for the longest time and people are not addressing it. Instead, we sweep it under the carpet. But it's been going on for the longest time. And I'm not talking about just the recent incidents that happened in Phoenix, the Phoenix massacre or anything. I'm talking about a lot of things. It's been happening for the longest time. How many times have you met one of your brother or sister or auntie or even your neighbor who works for Indians or who works in Makishini or my Indians? How many times have you heard them talk about how evil they are? How badly they treat black people? How much they see us as slaves or animals instead of human beings? This thing hasn't been addressed in South Africa for the longest time. People don't want to talk about it. I don't know, maybe it's because of the affiliation that the government has, or the former government, as they said, has with certain Indian businessmen and business people. But we need to start addressing the situation. I'm talking about a lot of things. Even in religion, ask our fellow black brothers who decided to take Islam as their religion. Ask them how the treatment is from their fellow brothers in Islam who are Indians. Ask them about the treatment. Ask them about how much most Indian people would rather pay you through food, last week's food, instead of giving you like money, like as in real money. Ask anybody who works for Indian people how much racist they are. One day we'll be able to sit down and discuss that issue, that dilemma. We'll be able to talk about that disease, the hatred that most Indian brothers and sisters have for fellow black people. Like, I really don't understand this. I don't know. History people will correct me if I'm wrong. But as far as history books are concerned, black people, Indian people, colored people, we were all the same in the eyes of the oppressor. Our former apartheid government, we were all the same. So I don't understand why most Indian people will be racist towards black people, because we are the same, guys. They've got the K word, we've got the K word, So I don't understand why they need to be racist towards black people. It's appalling. It's distasteful. It's crazy. Anyways, happy Monday, Bafetu.
Stitches video, because I've made many videos talking about racism in our community, but I've seen a lot of stitches on this video and Indian people saying, well, it's not all Indian people. Yeah, we know that, black people know that, but it's a lot of us. So they are valid to say Indian people are racist. And can you honestly tell me, how would your family react if they know you're dating a black person? I also saw someone say, well, black people are racist to us too. Two wrongs don't make a right, but I'm also having a hard time believing that you know that many black people. And you're probably just making this assumption from like two black people that were nice to you. So like, well, they're racist to us too. We as Indian people need to acknowledge how we are wrong and apologize and change. We literally have come through apartheid together and somehow we're still divided. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, and people who know better should inflict the same cycles of behaviour. What? I've literally seen black people be racist to Indians too. But that don't mean I'm going to sit here and say it's okay when Indians are racist back to black people. And I'm not denying that some people can be racist in every culture. But I'm not talking about ignorant people here. I'm talking about those of us who know better. I'm talking about the same people who want to scream racism, but continue to remain ignorant. In the context of what I'm speaking about, and to the level of this racism, no argument can justify it. These are innocent people making food and just doing their bit in their country, trying to earn a living. And people in the comments are using it as an excuse to be racist. And this comment just backs all of that up. I think it's sad that black and brown people experience so much racism and then decide to point fingers at each other. But I'm not here to get into that. My point was that every single one of those videos have millions of views and hundreds and thousands of comments, of which most of them are racist towards Indian people. And no matter what anyone says, that racism cannot be justified.
I've noticed a lot with South Asian Muslims, they even dislike black Muslims. It's disgusting, okay? And that's not a reflection of Islam, by the way. That's just a reflection of this community. The community that I'm from, so I can speak confidently on this. Yeah, the racism is disgusting. And this is something that a lot of people don't know. Muhammad Gandhi wasn't fighting for freedom for everyone. He was fighting so that brown people were treated better than black people, okay? Black people are seen as low in the South Asian community. Put it this way, if the darker you are in the South Asian community, the uglier you are seen, which isn't true, obviously, but that's just the way it's seen. So there's a lot of internal racism. Brown people love white people. I say they love white people. They hate black people, but they will kiss the white master, the one that literally put them through slavery and everything. It's a bit odd. And the people that have it the worst in the South Asian community, brown women. Brown women that are seeing people outside of their culture who are black. There have been so many cases here in the UK where young South Asian women have been killed because they were with a black person. Okay? So yeah, brown women have it so much worse when they're dating a black person. But yeah, there's so much racism. This guy's right. He has every right to be upset. I apologize. It's horrendous. And it's true. As much as we're going to sit and be like, no, it's not true. It is. The racism towards black people in every culture seems to be a thing. I know Eastern Europeans hate black people as well. But the South Asian community, oh yeah, it's disgusting.
Okay guys, the Indians are so racist towards the black people. Yeah, they hate black people to the extent that they don't accommodate black people in their country, including the place of work. They don't pay black people for their services the way they paid their fellow Indians for the same service offered. A lot of black people are suffering from Indians' country because they had been treated brutally. There's a lot of racism towards black people in India. But why? Why? Most Indian racist towards black people. But in African country, we treated them as one of us. We accommodate them even more than our Nigerians. But them, the Indians, they treated the black people over there, their country, as a slave. Yeah. There is a high rate of hatred towards black people in Indians. But why racist against black people? I think we should love one another and to be treated one another as brothers, because you might not know where you might meet the person. So please, the Indian government should do something about it, including the people in the country. Yeah, they should do something about it. We are all one, but different tradition and culture. I think it's high time for Indians to unite with black people. Yeah, it's crazy. This is ridiculous. Okay guys, if you have watched up to this extent, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave your thoughts on the comment section of what you think on this video, and don't forget we do not support any forms of harassment or whatever. We are here for educational purposes, so please subscribe to this channel, like and share. I will see you when I upload my next video.